Hi guys, I'm KC, and this is KC's Pursuit of Adventures. Well, this is the third try. We are running back out to Vermont, loaded with everything we needed. Finally, the trailer has been taken care of. I ended up replacing all 4 tires. We did all 4 wheel bearings, and we replaced 2 rollers. So there's no excuse to not bring this thing home this time. So right now we're heading over to Vermont, Wells, Vermont. Thomas Auto Repair are the ones that took care of the boat for me. I appreciate it big time. They did a pretty good job getting me in there quick with pretty much no heads up on my end. I just dropped the boat off one day and I was like, can you do the tires? And then I was like, well, I also got to carry this thing up mountain, so can we also do the wheel bearings? And while we're there, let's do the other 2 tires. And while we're at it, let's repair 2 other rollers while we're there. So they took care of that for me. We are in Brattleboro, Vermont. It's a nice little town, very homey. So the boat I purchased is a 1980 O'Day 25. It was in fairly good shape. It's been neglected for a little bit, but the floors were solid, no moldy smell on the inside or anything, even though you could tell that there's a little bit of water leaking from the hatch when it rains, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. I got to do some teak work on there and probably replace the lines before we're 100% ready to hit the water. And then hopefully, since it's the end of the season, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it, not right away, to make it in time to drop the boat in the water. So what we'll do is we'll finish polishing this boat up, clean it up nice and good, and get it ready for the first thing in the season. It's got an older like 80s motor, but I'm planning on repowering it, probably throwing a Honda motor on there, a 4-stroke Honda motor, just to have that peace of mind. I don't want this motor dying on me while I'm trying to get into the docks, you know. All right, we're getting pretty close to the auto shop. We're about a minute away. We made it to Wells, Vermont. The auto shop is, we're approaching over here. It'll be on the left. Let's see if we can find the boat. There she is. All right, guys. So we finished paying for it. I got the receipt. I'm not going to tell you guys what I paid. Too much, but let's go check out the rollers and the whatnot. So these are the new rollers. Oh, they replaced the whole thing, did they? No. It's this one. All right. That one looks good. Tires are brand new. Look at those. So this is the O'Day 25. Well, she might need a little bit of work. She is in pretty good shape to just go sailing with. She just needs some new lines. While I'm here, I might as well check out all the might need some new caulking here. sure I can find the boom. So this is it, guys. Let me see if I can fix this a little bit. Hell yeah, we got it. Just got to apply a little bit of force. That's nice and tight now. Furler. Nice water dried. All right, she looks good. I don't see, but whatever. Okay, will this move around? Hopefully not. Give me 2 seconds and I'll hop back down there.
What part of Massachusetts, right?
Yep, Massachusetts, Western Mass. Small town named Palmer, but not too far from Springfield.
Right. Not too bad.
Yeah, far away from any big sources of water, which is why I needed a trailer sailor.
That makes sense.
I got a YouTube channel that I just recently started, and it's an adventure channel, and we're gonna learn how to sail next.
Nice. I don't get a whole lot into YouTube stuff, but the few that I have, those are the ones that are cool.
Yeah. All right. Nice and secure. First thing I'm gonna do is replace that motor.
Yeah.
That thing's a 2-stroke, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's put, I don't know how I feel about this here. I'm gonna sand that down now. Tiller, boom. Everything's here. All right, guys. Let's bring her home. All right. Let's get her home and then we'll go do the review. And see if we can bring some of this wood back to life. Okay. Let's see. Might need it jacked up a little higher. Jack is. That's the ball. The 2-inch ball. That was my 2-inch ball. Let's see.
It's got automatic 4-wheel drive.
Yep, about a hair more. All right, that's all the way up. Make sure you cross your chains. All right, and then we need a pin on that. Boom. Let's see. So this is the inside of the O'Day 25. Not a whole lot of room, and if you can see, if I try to stand straight up in here, I'm almost make it. All right, so I'm 5'8", and this is how I stand. I gotta kind of hunch down a little bit to make sure my head doesn't hit the top of this. It would be perfect size if you were about 5'5", 5'6". If you're a short couple or solo sailor, this boat would be perfect for you. Now, as for me, I'm the tallest person on the boat. That's gonna be on this boat. I'm the tallest person. Maybe aside from my brother, he's a hair taller than me. But for the most part, since I'm going to be the tallest person on the boat, it's not going to be much of an issue. Personally, I kind of like the layout of the boat. So this right here is the aft cabin. It goes a little further in. As you can see, it sleeps one in there. This couch also pulls out a little bit, and you can sleep another person on here, and then on this bench you can sleep another person. As you can see, I make it just to the end with my feet touching the drawer. So if I give myself a little room, I'm right there. All right, so I cleared out the back room. We had a bunch of sails back there. This boat came with 4 sail bags. I haven't opened them up yet to take a look at the condition, or if they're the jib, how many, like if I got 2 jibs and 2 mainsails, or if I've got, you know, 3 mainsails and 1 jib. It seems as if I have 2 mainsails and 2 jibs, maybe a Genoa. We'll see. I don't know. Let me give you guys a tour of the whole thing. Right now I got the rudder on the floor. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a couple nicks, but nothing some epoxy can't fix. So the main reason why I wanted this size boat is because it's got its own personal head, private area where specifically my kids could use the bathroom. I've got 2 girls, so this was the main reason why this was the absolute smallest boat I can buy. Comes with a little sink. This is the bed area. I've got the cushions up. They're a horrendous orange color. We're gonna have to change that and possibly the foam inside of them. So plenty of storage in the bow. Nice little area where you can hang. There's a hanger right here. You can hang your clothes here, your foul weather gear. Not too much space, but it goes in a couple feet. At least two feet, I want to say. And then there's some space down there as well that you can put stuff. You can store some smaller bus tubs. Some space up here. I haven't really finished cleaning out all the compartments yet, but for the most part, it's a pretty clean boat. This has the same thing underneath here. More storage. If you see under here, oh yeah, there's a nice little stopper over there so you can not access the garage, I guess. There's a lot of space under here though. I guess if you're a taller person, you can lay down here and stick your feet under there. So right now, this is going to be a first for me. I've never used an alcohol stove. That's exactly what this is, an alcohol stove. It's in pretty clean shape. Not a lot of crud on here. They either did a really good job cleaning this up, or my guess is they probably never used this thing. Or rarely use this thing, I should say. But we'll be figuring that out, because I absolutely need to be able to have a cook station on board. Nice little spice rack in the back. I'll be honest, this sink is not a serious sink. This is my iPad mini. It's the size of a bus tub from a restaurant. And then this right here, oh, this is terrible. We're gonna have to change this out. Is the ice box, which is in fairly decent shape. Probably clean it out, but I'm glad it's not horrendous down there. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix this. Yikes. Oh, this is falling off. Put some bigger screws in it maybe. We'll figure that out later. So one of the main things I got to do right now is I got to get a battery for this thing so I can test all the electrical components. Yeah. So one of the main things I got to do next is I have to get a battery for the boat so I can test all the electrical components. I think the only thing stopping me from hitting the water right now is the fact that I got to register this thing, and I have to change the lines, the running riggings on the boat. Let me see if I can show you guys what's going on. This is the condition of the rope. While it's not the worst, I would say this rigging is a little questionable. There's a little bit of fraying. I would hate to set this up and then need to replace one of my riggings after my mast is up. So while I have my mast down, I'm gonna figure out how we can change those. So we're gonna figure out how we can change that out, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first real sailboat. I've got the smaller dinghy, but this is a lot more complicated than that. But it's a nice spot to hang out. I mean, I think I could see myself doing weekends and even week-long trips in this thing. I already cleaned everything out. I wiped everything down with some bleach. The only thing I have a problem with is all this horrendous 80s style coloring. Orange on brown on tan. I'll be honest, it looks horrendous. So that's going to be one of the first things I'm going to probably do after we figure out what we're going to do with the lines. We'll get the battery first. We'll check the electrical, see if anything needs to be updated. I know some of my electronics definitely need to be updated. I mean, my radio has a cassette player, so that says a lot about the last time this thing was updated. So we'll be changing out the radio for sure. We'll need a walkie-talkie, safety equipment. It came with nothing for safety equipment, but this ain't my first boat, so I've got some stuff lying around. I think I just got to buy some flares and a fire extinguisher. This thing is also pretty cool. It looks like a kerosene lamp, which is pretty awesome. We'll be figuring out how to use this thing because I kind of like it. And then we got to do something with this horrendous color scheme. Orange and brown and tan, it's not happening. Oh yeah, and the wood. While this not too bad, this countertop is terrible. Oh, check the wood out up here. The condition of the wood is definitely seen better days. So some people might argue it's a little far gone, but I think it's still salvageable. We'll give it a nice sanding, sand it down, and then we'll see what we can do to bring it back to life. Probably do some epoxy. We'll see. I gotta do some YouTube videos on bringing back the wood because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sure I'll have to buy some stuff, sand some stuff, and then stain some stuff. Sounds about right. So I spent about a day already cleaning this thing out. I decided we're not doing an adventure today. As much as I would love to go out and adventure, my day to do that was the day that I had to pick up this boat. And since I had to go all the way to Wells, Vermont, very close to Stratton, it took me like almost 3 hours to get there. They were doing the protests as well, so it kind of slowed down traffic. And then it took me another, almost 3 hours to get back after, stopping for gas and food. I didn't get back till almost 5 o'clock. The sun was going down, so I decided, you know what? We'll skip the adventure this week, and we'll do this week's episode on the new boat. This is part of the adventure anyways, you know? We just bought the boat. Now we got to do a bit of work to it to get it in tip-top shape so we can launch it this spring. Because we need to learn how to sail this spring, and specifically get all the knowledge to do what the real plan is, which is probably not next season, but the season after that. I would like to maybe take this thing down to the Bahamas if I'm not doing the road trip to Alaska. We'll see what comes first. But the plan is we take this boat all the way down to at least Florida. But I'm thinking this might be a half decent boat to go cruising in the Bahamas. So we'll see. We will see. For now, I got to deal with these colors, because God, orange. What were they thinking? Yeah, we're gonna put a boat on the water. We're gonna paint the outside blue. The inside's gonna be brown and orange and more brown, just different shades of brown everywhere. Some tan. And somehow it's supposed to look nice. It does not look nice. It looks terrible. I would have been way happier if everything was light gray. Which might be the color we go to. We shall see. This boat has a nice little step here, which also doubles as compartment. And I don't know what that tube is for. I'm not quite sure what that tube here is for, but we're gonna have to figure that out. That was not easy. Well, that is concerning. There's water down here now. Okay, I see. It probably came from that rope. I gotta see where that rope goes to. Yikes. So this is what happened. This was completely dry. It had rained. It had rained for the last day and a half. And when I came in here this morning, this was dry. But then I washed my boat and I filled this area up with water to try to get all the crud out. And now we have water here. So we're gonna have to figure out where it's coming in. Although I did have the water line pretty high. And I figured that might be our culprit right there. I don't even know what this line is for. It might be the centerboard. I'm not sure why it would be there, but you know what? I think it is the centerboard, and then you're supposed to tie off to this this cleat right here. There's really only one way to find out. That is to come in here and take a look. I'm putting my shoes on now. I use the word shoes very loosely. Alright. Okay. So So it seems it stayed fairly dry. There was a bit of leakage coming over here, probably when I was aiming for these. Oh, and this is clogged too, so that's probably what happened. Okay, I see what's going on. So that's what that is right here. Boom, you see? Can we get a focus? Boom, there we got a focus. All right, so I'm gonna bet my next paycheck that this right here, if I can get it to zoom, is the center board, the rope for the center board. That's just my inkling. While we're here, no, that's not gonna happen. All right, I gotta see the condition of this water tank. It'd be nice to have some water. I have to clean this space out. The wiring doesn't look too terrible. Okay, let's see what's going on down here. Alright, so. Whoa. What is this? I'm assuming all these are reds, and that's for the grounds. This is horrendous. I'm not an electrician, but I have a feeling by the end of this, I'm gonna be one. All right. We're gonna have to see if they work. All we're missing is a battery. So this right here is the motor mount. Hopefully it can hold a 8 horsepower 4-stroke Honda motor, because that's what I intend on putting here. I haven't named her yet, so we're gonna have to figure out a name for her as well. She seems to be in good shape, and I'm pretty happy with the purchase, and we're gonna see about getting her on the road first thing this spring. So stay tuned.